him. Walcott shoots out another jab that barely reaches the chin. Walcott jabs the left on Lewis's nose. Lewis coming in on Walcott, takes the left to the body, blocks the right thrown at his head. Lewis coming in again. Walcott bangs his gloves together at the bell. Round 5. Out in the center of the ring they go. Walcott drives the left, that's short of the mark. Walcott's jab is again short, another is short, and Lewis just stands there without a return. Lewis is stalking his man, seemingly looking for that one good punch that could turn the fight his way. He moves away from a jab thrown by Walcott. Now Lewis puts that sharp jab on the nose. Walcott backing away, rolls from side to side, ducks the left, counters with a right hand on his head. A jab to the chin thrown by Lewis. Walcott backing away from his man, moving his gloves up and down, gets away from another jab thrown by the champion. The challenger is short with the left hand. The referee, Frankie Fulham, walking around the gladiators. Lewis coming in on his man again. He's trying to get that one good punch in there if he sees the opening. Walcott won't let him. He just moves away, does a cakewalk from side to side. Lewis coming in on him a half foot at a time. Lewis drives the right hand to the jaw of Walcott. Walcott backs away, and again they go in close and tie each other up. The referee is over to get them apart. At long range, Walcott backs away after taking a jab on the chin, a right on his head, a left hook to the jaw thrown by Lewis. Lewis drives the right to the body, and Lewis is staggered by a right hand to the jaw. Walcott almost had him down again. The champion holds on, and the referee gets them apart. At long range, Walcott drives that right over the head, misses another right. Again, he's over anxious. Lewis drives the left hand to the jaws. Walcott comes in on him. Lewis gets away from a jab thrown at his chin by Walcott. Walcott backing towards the ropes. The champion coming after him. Lewis a jab, but a right is wide of the mark. Lewis gets away from a right hand thrown to the head by Walcott, and again they go to close quarters at the bell.
You're watching The Way It Was on ESPN Classic.
Now, Jersey Joe, through the first 5 rounds, the fight seems to be going according to your plan?
Yes. This is a start. This is the type of battle that my handlers wanted me to work.
What was the strategy?
To move in and slip, take counter punch, move out, feint, step in and out.
How did it feel to you after 5 rounds, Joe?
But all I remember my trainer telling me, you know, start pushing him a little bit faster, because...
Go after him more.
Go after him a little bit more, yeah.
Jersey Joe, let's go back to round 3 where you knocked Joe Louis down. It's the 3rd time you've done it in 2 fights. We're going to put it in slow motion on an instant replay, and we'd like you to tell us the way it was, what you're thinking about, how you got the knockdown. So here it is.
Well, I knew if Louis put his left hand down, and if I kept feinting and pulling him in, I would eventually be able to get a right hand in, and which put him a right hand and down he went. And then after he got up, he was the most luckiest guy ever in the world. He was just lucky enough to fall underneath the right hands I was throwing. I was too excited because I was trying to finish it then. He was just lucky enough to be, and weak enough to fall underneath the right hands grabbing me, and I was unable to finish him. But I had him at that point, but he got away.
Now let's see what the champ says. Did he have you then, Joe?
No, he didn't have me at all. I know what I was doing all the
Jersey,
time.
Jersey Joe, you've come up with the real first on The Way It Was. You're the first one who ever implied that Joe Louis was lucky in a fight.
Yeah. He definitely was lucky that night. Believe me, he was.
You thought he had him nailed, and that was it.
No question about it. No question.
Joe, how could an old man like that get excited? I mean, he's been around.
He's been around, and I'm looking at a picture over there. He looked a little better than I look, too.
All right. Let's go back to Yankee Stadium, and here it is. This is the last part of the second fight between Joe Louis and Jersey Joe Walcott. The first 5 rounds have been very close. Walcott is out in front. He's knocked Joe Louis down, and the crowd, the big crowd here at Yankee Stadium now is really on the edge of their seats. And to take you the rest of the way, here's Don Dumpy with round 6.
Round 6 at the Yankee Stadium for the heavyweight championship of the world. Champion Joe Louis in the black trunks. Challenger Jersey Joe Walcott in the white trunks. Walcott shuffles away from his man. Louis coming in, very determined, but not throwing a great deal of punches. Walcott dances up and down, shoots out a jab that's short, takes a grazing right hand to the jaw, thrown by the champion Joe Louis. Walcott backing towards the ropes, gets away from a left hand at his body, a light jab. Walcott misses the left, takes a left hook on the mouth as Louis counters him. Walcott drives the left hand to the body, a right that goes over the head. Walcott moves in on Louis again. Louis just stands there. Walcott tries the right. It is blocked at the bell. Louis won the 7th and 8th rounds. Here is the 9th. It is a fairly close fight, despite the fact that Louis was down once. Walcott just scored with a right hand to the jaw. Walcott feinting the left hand, backs away. Walcott takes a light jab on the chin, thrown by Joe Louis. Louis moving in on his man again, dances up and down himself. Walcott misses the right. He's countered with a right hand to the jaw. Walcott is short with the left, misses the right over the head. Louis finding the range now, hooks the left hand on the jaw. Walcott a sharp right to the jaw of Louis. Louis takes it without a return, and Walcott is in on him. And they go to close quarters and tie each other up on the inside. Referee Frankie Fulham has them apart again. Walcott takes a jab on the chin, thrown by Louis. Louis just stands there. Now he's coming in again. Tries a jab to the body, trying to bring down the guard. It's already down, though, at the bell. Walcott won the 10th round, and we're in round 11 of a very close fight for the heavyweight championship of the world. Champion Louis just standing there, gets away from a light jab at his body, thrown by Walcott. Walcott dancing around. Both boys seem in fairly good shape. Walcott moves away again. Here's Louis coming in on his man. Louis just stands there. Walcott fires a left that's short. Louis is short with his own left hand. Walcott short with a jab at the chin, short with another. Louis keeps boring in on his man. Walcott moves along the ropes, out to the center of the ring. Short with a jab, dances up and down. Louis just stands there. Walcott dances up and down with another jab that's short. Now he starts in, does another cakewalk. A couple of jabs by Louis are wide of the mark. Walcott was in with a jab, a short right to the jaw, and drives Louis back with the punch. Louis ducks under a left hand. Walcott coming in on him again. Louis backing towards the ropes, is short with a jab. Walcott goes into a dance. The shuffle takes a sharp right to the jaw. That may have hurt him. He wobbled for a second. Another right to the head by Louis. He drives the right hand to the body. Louis caves the body with a right. Hooks the left that goes wide over the head. Drives another right. Walcott is in trouble on the ropes. He's taking a lot of punishment, but he gamely fights back with a left and a right to the jaw. A left hook to the jaw by Walcott. And Louis is raining blows on him, and Walcott is down. And I don't know if he's going to get up. The count is being told over him by the referee, Frankie Fulham. Walcott gamely trying to get up there. Shakes his head. He is in real trouble, though, and the fight is over. In Joe Louis' 25th title defense, he looks like the great champion of old as he KO'd a game Jersey Joe Walcott, a gallant fighter. Here we are in Joe Louis' dressing room. He's being interviewed by his trainer, Manny Seaman.
When you knocked him down, did you think he'd get up? No, man, I saw when I hit him. I know when he went down, he couldn't get up. I hit him with 4 or 5 very good punches.
I thought you hit him with my left hook, Joe.
Well, man, I hit him with my right, too. Well, I'd like to say again that I retired. Tonight was my last fight. And thank you very much.
This is... You're watching The Way It Was on ESPN Classic.
What did your trainer, Manny Seaman, tell you between the 10th and 11th round, Joe? Do you recall the way it was?
Well, he told me that I'm got to fight a little harder. No question about that. Manny was a good trainer. And he knew the boxing game pretty well. So he told me I got to hustle a little bit more.
What about you, Jersey Joe? Some people thought you might have been a little overconfident there.
Well, I was very confident on winning, but if you would run and notice the referee's action in the ring, from about the 7th, 8th round through the 11th, he continuously harassed me about getting that walkout. If you don't get it, I'm going to stop the fight. And at the time I got caught, I was trying to say to him that, what do you want from me? And I'm looking at him, and as I hit the bounce off the rope, that was it.
I know one thing.
Well, can I say something?
Yeah.
Since that what Joe just said is, I like to apologize to the fighter when he was talking to the referee. I'm sorry.
You know what I was about to say, Joe? If I were in the ring with Joe Louis, I wouldn't be turning around talking to anybody else. Joe, let's go back. Joe Louis here on an instant replay, and this is a fight very similar to the Billy Conn fight where you came out and nailed him in the 13th with Conn was ahead on points. You had to have a fast finish or get your man. Let's go back to that KO now in the 11th round, Joe, and set it up for us. Let's get your comments, how the way it was.
Well, quite natural, like Joe said. He came out in the 11th round, and he did fight a little bit more than he did the other rounds. He come at me a little bit, and that what made me catch him. And whether the referee was talking to him, I didn't hear the referee say anything to him, but...
the first right did the damage, didn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Now, you know you've got him here?
Well, you just won't let him fall until you know he's gonna be out when he hit the cameras.
How you feeling? Not very good right now, are you, Jersey Joe?
At the point until I got hit and got knocked down, I wasn't in no trouble at all. I felt good. I was in good shape until I finally got nailed. And I'd also like to say that once he ever got a fight in trouble, he very rarely escaped. He was the greatest heavyweight finisher, in my opinion, of all time.
Now, you had two fights with two of the greatest punchers of all time, Joe Louis and Rocky Marciano. Mm-hmm. Who was the hardest puncher?
Well, they were both, their styles were different. Marciano, he continuously threw punches with all the force. He had no science, no ability to do anything other than throw like he was throwing a baseball. Louis was a rhythm puncher. Once he hit you with a left, he hit you a right and right, left, left. Very few fighters could ever escape once he got into trouble. Once he got a fighter hurt, he was. This was it. Well, Marciano was a fellow was a one-punch artist, and if to compare the two as punches, for one punch, I think Marciano had a harder punch than Louis, but Louis would finish a fighter much easier, much quicker by his devastating, continuous rhythm of left and right, left and right.
I want to thank our champions, Jersey Joe Walcott, Joe Louis, and the Dean of American blow-by-blow announcers, Don Dunphy. And so it was that Jersey Joe Walcott, who never knew the meaning of fear, fought on until at the age of 37, reached his lifelong dream and did become the heavyweight champion of the world. He knocked out Ezzard Charles. Jersey Joe retired in 1953 to work with the handicapped and mentally retarded in his hometown of Camden, New Jersey. Jersey Joe Walcott, truly a shining example for the youth of America. As for Joe Louis, well, we've seen only a brief glimpse of the reason that he's inscribed in American history as the greatest champion of all time. Joe Louis wore his crown with dignity and regal bearing inside the ring and out. But that night in Yankee Stadium would be the last time he hear himself described the winner and still heavyweight champion of the world. This is Kurt Gowdy saying that's the way it was when the final chapter of a golden legend came to an end.